Hi, my name is Linry, and this is my review of LA Color's Metallic line. This is a line of 14 nail polishes. Now, I have placed these in rainbow order, but at the end, I will be placing the 3 silvers next to each other at the end of my compilation. That way you can just see how close they are to each other. Just so you know, all those polishes will be touching at the end. Let's get into it. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention before we actually get into it. I am nursing a break on my ring finger, and you can clearly see that in almost every single swatch. So if you have quote unquote imperfections in your nails, it's just your nails. They aren't imperfect. They're wonderful. Just the way they are. If you have bumps or lumps on your nails, these polishes will show that. Okay, now let's get into it. The first polish that is up is Crystal Pink. It is this soft, like babyish pink. It's a very fairy-like pink polish in a lovely metallic formula. I found that the metallic-ness of this polish came from a silver shimmer. Now, I'm probably gonna be repeating myself quite often in this video, so just know that there is only one polish in this collection that seems to have a different finish than the rest. All of these are a very like big shimmer particle. That's the best way I can describe it. Actually, let's see if LA Color's website describes it. Now, the LA Color's website doesn't really describe these that well. It just says that it's a metal shine. So I'm not sure if these are like itty bitty flakies, or this is just a giant shimmer particle effect to get that metallic sheen. I will say that this formula is quite brush strokey. You're not seeing individual brush strokes, but if you were to paint your first coat and then put a second coat on, and you start at like the center of your nail and you don't correct it, you will see that little divot. So you're not seeing individual brush strokes, but you do want to be careful with application. I could get Crystal Pink Opaque in 2 coats. And as it is this big, shimmery, glittery formula, I prefer to peel off base coat. I found that shimmer particle wound up in my cuticles and just around my fingers quite easily, but you could soak it off easily enough with acetone. The next polish that is up is Mimosa. This is a lovely bright pink polish. I wouldn't say it's hot pink, but it's definitely on that brighter side, where if I was trying to do like a touchdown like Barbie manicure, I would probably reach for this polish. Again, it's in the same exact formula as the previous polish, so it had the same exact issue with brush strokiness, and it's a large particle shimmer. I'm going to be repeating myself quite a lot. There's only really a difference of color. Honestly, I found this color was really nice, and I feel like it's a non-offensive pink where you could get away with wearing this at like a wedding if you're a part of the bridal party and whatnot. I feel like this is just a gentle pink, but still a little bit on that fun side. It's that in-between where it's like toting both lines of, hey, I'm a fun pink, but also I'm a subdued and elegant pink. I could get Mimosa Opaque in 2 coats. And again, I prefer a peel-off base coat, but this should be easily soaked off with acetone. The next polish that is up is Marvelous. Ooh. This is a stunning fall pink. I would say this is still very much a pink. It is toting the line to red. It's almost touching red. Such a fabulous fall pink, but also a lovely winter pink as well. There's just something so cranberry about it. Now, I will say this one's opacity was phenomenal. 1 coat, bitch, 1 coat. That was all I needed for full opacity, though I never wear my nail polish in 1 coat, so I did swatch it out in 2. Again, another brush strokey polish. You just want to be careful with application. I can get LA Color's Marvelous Opaque in 1 coat, but I did swatch it out in 2. And as is this giant shimmer formula, it's easily removed with acetone. I just prefer a peel-off base coat. The next polish that is up is Dynasty. Now, this is the one polish in the collection that seems to have a different formula from the rest. This polish could not be built up to full opacity. I could still see my visible nail line, and I definitely do believe it needs a blurring base coat. I also found that shimmer particle wasn't nearly as strong as in the other polishes. I also forgot to say that instead of the silver shimmer, this seems to have a red shimmer running throughout, which is still absolutely lovely and beautiful, but it is different from the rest. The rest are all silver shimmers. It still had that beautiful metallic effect, but it wasn't like blinding me with its metallic-ness. Now, This polish is My Third Husband Disappeared Under Mysterious Circumstances. A absolute vixen of a polish. You're in your fuzzy robe, you're climbing down your spiral staircase, your curved staircase, and just this, you are a bougie ass lady wearing this polish. I felt powerful and such a good fall color. This is the kind of red I enjoy. It's just dark and moody and so vampy. I swatched out LA Colors Dynasty in 3 coats. And unfortunately, it could not be built to opacity, though a blurring base coat would resolve that. And I would say this one would be easily removed with acetone without having to worry about that shimmer particle getting in your cuticles, as this seems to have a bit more of a toned down vibe. The next polish that is up is Molten. Oh, what an absolutely stunning, just chocolatey brown. Ooh, it was so delicious to wear on the nails. And another 1 coater. This was fully opaque in 1 coat. I did swatch it out in 2. Don't wear my nail polish in 1 coat. But this was absolutely lovely. This has such like a warm Christmas vibe. Like this is Christmas desserts while you're like sitting there looking at the snow, like just eating a warm cookie. It just has such a warmth to it. I was in love with wearing it. I do prefer my browns though, so obviously I'm gonna enjoy the brown polish. And that metallic formula gave way to give this brown such an interesting visual texture, non-actual texture. So it reminded me a lot of like lava cakes, you know, like a cake with running chocolate in the middle. Delicious. I could burn my tongue on this. I could get LA Colors Molten Opaque in 1 coat, though I did swatch it out in 2. And as it has that shimmery particle in it, it is easily soaked off with acetone. I just prefer a peel-off base coat. All right, and this is where we hit our first of the golds. This collection does contain 3 silvery golds. 1 of them I would consider a true silver, 2 of them I would consider true golds, but they're all very, very, very similar. So that's pretty good for Nicole Loves Nails out there. She loves her golds. She has so many to choose from. The next polish that is up is LA Colors Bubbly. This is a lovely, what I would consider true gold polish in that yellowy way. An absolutely lovely polish. This had such charm to it and it felt so wintry and whimsical to me. I thoroughly enjoyed wearing it on my nails. And I'm not a gold kind of girly. I'm more of a silver kind of metal. You know what I'm saying? I swatched out LA Colors Bubbly in 2 coats. And as it is this metallic, shimmery formula, I would suggest a peel-off base coat. You can soak it off easily enough with acetone. Lazy. The next polish that is up is Gold Coin. Now, my photos are showing this a bit darker than what I was experiencing IRL. IRL, I was experiencing a little bit more brightness to this color. I'm gonna try to fix that. Hey, it's a skill set I still have yet to develop. Now, I would consider this one a little bit more silver leaning on that gold. It is still a yellow gold, but it's a little bit more silver. I'm making so much sense. This is another wintry gold polish and I just enjoyed wearing it on my nails. Again, I don't normally typically enjoy golds, and the fact that I was actually enjoying it means it was tickling something up here, you know what I'm saying? I could get Gold Coin Opaque in 2 coats. And as it is a shimmery formula, it is easily removed with acetone. I just prefer a peel-off base coat. The next polish that is up is Jaded, another 1 coater. Did swatch it out in 2, an absolutely stunning polish. Now, my photos are a little more blue leaning than what I was experiencing, so again, I'm gonna try and color correct these, but this was a lovely green polish. Now, I would definitely consider this more of a teal than a jade. When I think of jade, I think of those bright, beautiful green rocks, and not so much this color. I'll double check if jade comes in this colorway. I'm sure it does, but just my experience with jade, it's more of a bright, pretty green. But this polish was still stunning nonetheless. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was so lovely to wear on the nails. I loved it so much. Oh, just the joy I felt when wearing this polish. I was like, oh yeah, we're thriving. I can get LA Colors Jade Opaque in 2 coats. Really, it's just 1, but you know, don't wear my nail polish in 1 coat. And as is this shimmer base polish, it is easily removed with acetone. I prefer a peel-off base coat. The next polish that is up is Sublime, and it is currently what I'm wearing on my right hand. This is a lovely, what I would consider soft blue polish. There's like a drop of green in there, giving it just a touch, just a whisper of aqua in a just lovely way. My kind of color palette, I'm sorry. I definitely consider this more of a summertime polish, as it just has more of a refreshing vibe. Like, I could definitely see myself by the pool wearing this, just looking at my nails, being like, oh yeah, oh yeah. An absolutely beautiful blue polish. I can get LA Color Sublime Opaque in 2 coats. And again, I prefer peel off base coat, but you should be able to easily remove this with acetone. The next polish that is up is LA Colors Glacier. This is an almost cobalt blue. I would say it's a little bit darker than cobalt, but hooey, and a lovely polish, a lovely polish. I'm repeating myself quite a lot during this video. I thoroughly loved wearing this polish on my nails. It was so fantastic. I feel like this is a very good blue polish for fall, as it has that darkness, that deepness, that has like a little bit of mystique to it, and it just felt so lovely on the nails. I can get LA Colors Glacier Opaque in 2 coats. And as is the shimmer polish, peel off base coat, easily removed with acetone. The next polish that is up is Majestic. Now, this is a lovely, soft purple. It's a little bit of an orchidy purple and whatnot, and I would definitely, if I saw a Disney castle in this colorway, I would not be surprised. This feels very Disney-esque to have like a purple brick in this colorway. I think maybe, Tangled, I can't remember. Pippi Longstocking? What? Tangled, what's the name of that princess? Rapunzel. I think Rapunzel's castle might be this color. I'm not sure, maybe the top of it, but this just immediately made me think of Disney, which just made me want to go to Disney World, so. Honestly, I have the Disney bug just a little bit. I can't help it. Sometimes it just hits. This was absolutely fantastic on the nails. Another good bridal shade, like if you're part of the bridal party or a part of the attendants, and another like classically good color just to be unoffensive. It's your nails, it's not that offensive. But like if you're in a work environment that's pretty strict about nail polish, I feel like this is a very safe shade to pick that's still quite fun. I can get LA Colors Majestic Opaque in 2 coats. You know what I'm gonna say next. The next polish that is up is Violet Vixen. Now this is a powerful purple. Oh yes. This is your regal color. This is your color of queens. This is just, I am the queen of my house. Step back when I'm wearing this polish. Now this is another polish that was opaque in 1 coat. Again, swatched out in 2. Don't wear my polish in 1 coat. In this lovely deep purple tone. It was so fabulous on the nails, and this sort of reminded me of my grandmother. As I've shared before on my channel, my grandmother likes a royal purple, and this is kind of her colorway. Not exactly, but any polish that reminds me of my grandmother, I will take it. Thank you. I can get LA Colors Violet Vixen Opaque in 1 coat. But I swatched out in 2. You know the rest of what I'm gonna say. Bop, bop, bop. Easily removed with acetone. I'm just lazy. The next polish that is up is Metallica. Now this is what I would consider a gunmetal polish. It is this very like gray polish with just a drop of blue in it. So you could classify it as a blue or a gray or a black depending on how you see color. I'm seeing a pure gray with like a hint of blue, but I wouldn't blame you at all for calling this a blue with a lot of gray. Now, again, this is another polish that was opaque in 1 coat. Absolutely stunning, and I feel I'm gonna get a lot of background potential out of this polish as it is super duper opaque. And I just feel like it's gonna come in handy for nail art potential. I could get LA Colors Metallica Opaque in 1 coat, but it was 2. And the rest. And the last polish that is up is Crushed Diamonds. Now, this is very much a holiday coated polish for me. This feels very Christmas, very Hanukkah, so I feel like this would just be so good for your winter holidays. A lovely pure silver polish. absolutely stunning, and I feel like, again, I'm gonna get a lot of nail art potential out of this because occasionally you will need silvers in nail art, and just having a pure, just silver polish with this lovely visual texture, I feel like it's gonna come in handy time and time again. I can get crushed diamonds opaque in 2 coats, and as it is this big shimmer formula, you could easily remove it with acetone. I'm gonna use a peel off base coat. So, final thoughts. I picked up each one of these polishes from my local Walmart for $1.98. $1.98. And a lot of these polishes were 1 coaters, if not 2. There was only 1 polish in this collection that was not fully opaque, and that was Dynasty. Now, I don't know what happened with Dynasty. I really, really wish it was fully opaque because this is absolutely stunning, and this seemed to be the only dud in this collection, but it was still a lovely, lovely polish, an absolutely flawlessly beautiful polish, but versus the others in this collection, it definitely comes short. Now, one issue I had with this collection across the board, LA Colors put these all in opaque bottles and tinted the bottles to look like the polish inside. They attempted that. Most of these bottles did not match at all the polishes inside the bottle, so the color seemed quite off. So if you were just to randomly pick these up off the shelf thinking, oh, this is the polish I'm gonna get, I think the 2 that are the most egregious of color difference between the bottle and the polish is Violet Vixen and Glacier. These 2 look almost nothing like their bottles. I mean, they got the color right, so I guess they have a point. And we have almost 2 pure golds in this collection. They are slightly off. So Nicole Loves is gonna be extremely happy that like there's 2 very close but not identical golds. But oh my goodness gracious, these were so close together that warranting them in the same exact collection is just a little, I don't know. I feel a little meh about it. I would have loved to seen a bright green or an actual yellow. Honestly, this full collection would gradient so well into each other because all the colors are kind of like a step down from each other, and it just kind of goes through a rainbow in a satisfying way. But I would love to see the greens of this collection fleshed out and the yellows. We're severely missing some yellows. Come on, LA Colors. I know they won't sell well, but you will guaranteedly sell one to me, okay? Overall, I was extremely impressed with this entire collection, and I can recommend every single one. Honestly, $1.98. You can't beat that price point. Now, again, I will say all the polishes had the same exact formula, so it was that big shimmer formula, so they were all a little brush strokey, so you will want to be careful with brush stroke and application, which is made a little bit more difficult with LA Colors brush, as it is a bit thicker than any other brush I own in my collection. LA Colors is the thickest, so that is a bit of an issue with control. But then again, I paid $1.98 for them, so I'm not that angry. And obviously, all these polishes are easily soaked off with acetone. I just prefer a peel off base coat. So, what did you all think? Are you impressed with these? I was floored by these. LA Colors, you are knocking out of the park with your jellies with this metallic formula. You are coming for the other brands, okay? Keep going. Let me know, did you pick any of these up? Do you have any experience with these? Please let me know if your experience was similar to mine, especially if you have Dynasty. If you have Dynasty, please let me know if your experience was similar to mine, because it was the one standout versus the entire collection. I do wonder if I got a batch issue, so please, 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 please let me know your experience with Dynasty if you have it. I hope you enjoyed my video. Bye! Now, this is a line of, oh my god, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. Now, I'm gonna probably, where to, so it's that, honestly, I found like this, and I feel like it's those, and as is this giant shimmer particle, this is the, and as it is this shimmer formula, peel off base coat, easy with that. I can get LA Colors Majestic. I can get LA Colors Majestic. A lovely pure silver polish, which I did enjoy. A lovely pure shimmer silver. And as it is this big, but again, I paid $1.